So I wasn't interested in the starvation diet for being a model because they want you thin. I'm not saying that anyone's promoting you to be very thin, but I've seen girls who are on the starvation diet, and I wasn't into that.
What's a starvation diet?
So, green apples and Diet Pepsi, and that's it. Or calorie-free jam, perhaps, with Diet Pepsi. I don't know, and that wasn't ideal. No, that wasn't ideal. So I started, and here's the other thing. I also found out that I have these sensitivities towards like gluten and eggs. So I needed to start experimenting with foods. And also moving here, there's lots of preservatives in the foods. There are preservatives in food in Sweden too. I'm foolish saying there aren't, but it's more here and it's more prominent here. So I started to turn away from the processed foods and trying to make up my own things, like trying to make my own nut milks instead of buying nut milks, and trying to make my own coconut milk. And I just one of the main like tools that you need is a dehydrator, because you don't bake things, right? So you need a dehydrator to gently pull all the moisture out of the foods.
Out of what, dough?
Yeah. So here's the magic. So it's just sprouted buckwheat and carrots, and you just right into the dehydrator and just spread it out, and you start dehydrating it, and it becomes bread without bread in it. Like it's fantastic, and it's nothing. It just sticks together. You dehydrate it. You can make chips.
Really?
Yeah, without frying it.
So cool.
Yeah, so it's very light and crisp. And so that was the crust was that. Oh, and I put walnuts in there. I chopped walnuts and put it in there, and sunflower seeds. And then I made this, I don't know, I just made like a marinara sauce with sun-dried tomatoes and garlic. Very nice. And then a walnut pesto with like spinach, walnut, some hemp seeds instead of the Parmesan, because that obviously isn't raw. And what else did it? And then I just made a cashew cheese and crumbled on top. That's it, and it was amazing.
And that was your raw pizza?
That was my raw pizza. It was delicious. I have to make more. Yeah, no, it's nice, and it's nice for the summer because it's so light, right? It's light, and it's...
What do you drink for the raw pizza?
I just had water, and I had rosemary water. Yeah. So that was well, here comes the dessert. The dessert was even better, of course.
Okay.
So for
you made the dessert too?
Mm-hmm. And it was a raw dessert. It was strawberry banana crepes. Yes. So without wheat, without eggs, without nothing. Like the crepe itself was just dehydrated banana. I just threw it in the food processor and made it into a mash, and just put it in dehydrated, and I could just pull it out, and it was just a sheet of banana. It was delicious. It was amazing. It tasted like candy. And then I took a coconut and with like a handful of cashews, and I just made it into a coconut cashew thing, and a dash of vanilla, and it became like a delicious cream. And you just wrap it in there with some fresh berries and cocoa nibs, and amazing.